Welcome, race fans, to Pitside live here at Adams County Speedway. Welcome aboard. Also welcome you YouTubers on the KCSI channel on YouTube. We also are here live face-to-face with you once again. You can see our background is the racetrack. The wind's blowing. Beautiful night for racing. And what's even more awesome is, by the way, I'm Cliff Baldwin. This is my son, Evan Baldwin, and we have Cole Henriksen here. I keep forgetting to introduce everybody when we start the show, so I need to start remembering to do that all the time. So welcome aboard, guys. Awesome night of racing coming up. It is super late model night.
That's right. We already got late models in the pits. It's always a great time when late models come back. This is such a historical late model track. So many guys have raced late models over the years here that are well known and in this area of racing, and we're going to have some of them back again tonight. I know there's all kinds of fast guys coming over. I know Kyle Burke said he was going to be here. Tad Pospisil's here. There's also other big names. Justin Zeitner's here again. He won both races last year. He won almost $10,000 with us last year. And then you got Paul Glendenning's here tonight. Unfortunately, Chris Speaker will not be here. His motor's not done yet. He's down there parking cars right now and working down there, but he will not be racing tonight. But again, you're going to have a lot of those Malvern Bank West Series guys here tonight. Hopefully, all of them, and hopefully we'll pull some guys from the east side too. I know Kurt Schroeder races both series. He's here tonight. I know Derek Stewart won his first race of his career with the series over there at Columbus Junction, but I think they hatched a motor when he was celebrating. So I don't think he's going to be here tonight. I know some other East guys that run both tours. You got guys like Charlie McKenna. I know he races both tours. Jake Neal races a lot both tours too. I know he'll be here tonight.
Nope.
No, he's not?
Well, as far as I know, he parted ways with his team.
Yeah, that's the story I've heard too. So they don't know what's going on there either. So
interesting. Yeah. I did not hear about that.
But
that just happened. So yeah,
it's not to say he might show up with somebody else's car. I haven't seen anything, so don't take my word for that. But you never know.
Interesting. And I'm hoping we get more East guys here tonight too, like Chad Holiday, and see if Daryl LaFrance will come over, and other guys like Ben Sukup and Jason Haney, all those guys. So. Hopefully they'll come down and race and get ready for their East-West race coming up at the end of July, because we are running 3 late model shows this year. Tonight is just the West Series race. July 1st will be a West Series race. That's the Gail and Karen Hampel Memorial, along with our Underdog 22 Modifieds. It'll be $1,000 to win for Modifieds that night. And then July 29th is our big race. That's the East-West race where both series will come here to the Speedway and battle it out for an upgraded purse. There's no number yet on that, but it is an upgraded purse. It's an upgraded purse tonight, too, for all of our regular weekly classes, except we are not having stock cars tonight. Unfortunately, we had to part ways with our stock cars one night. Unfortunately,
give them a night off.
Give them a night off, and you know it's hard to give guys a night off and things like that, because I know it's hard to pick a class to do that with. But unfortunately, you got to pick your car. You got to pick your class with the lowest car count. That's the only fair way to do it. So,
well, this time around, that's what we're doing. So that's what we decided. Next time, we're not sure what we're doing for July 1st, if we're leaving May home or not. But it helps us if we keep a class home for time-wise, pit availability. It helps that we have the late models outside. Also want to mention, huge shout-out. This is the Malvern State Bank Series SLMR. Got to give one of the biggest shout-outs I've ever to Jay Burdick from Malvern Bank. He also races. Hopefully Jay's here to race tonight. I haven't heard if he's going to be here or not, but he is a huge sponsor of the series and a huge sponsor for us for these 3 races. So can't thank them enough. Great friend of the racetrack. Always there to help us when we need it. So Jay, big thank you to you, and I hope you're going to be here tonight. If you are, and you can hear me, hop up here to the show tonight too. We'd love to have you on too.
I did see the J1 down in the pits.
Oh, awesome! So he's here. So
he's usually here. So
I was running around with my head cut off.
I know he only races a select few races, and I know this is one. Yeah. This is his home racetrack.
Yeah,
so
I'm trying to get a good chance to get a hold of him to get him over here. But whoops! I just started the show again. Let me shut that off. I pushed the button. Sorry, folks. We're going to do an intro again. My screen went blank and it hit the 1. So I don't know if you can hear me at the same time, but we're going to be listening to this for 30 seconds. So sorry, guys.
John Kinzer just commented. He says, "Catfish is sad. No stock cars tonight." I told him to come up and chill with us.
Yeah, he was. We have a buddy coming down that's going to be golfing with us tomorrow. I was trying to get him to come up here and hang out, but I couldn't get him talked into it. I told him he should just toss some prime wells on the stock car and finish 6th. But
I think they asked Billy on that, and Billy said, we probably shouldn't.
Yeah,
because we got to look for lead wherever the lead's at and everything else. So
how about we'll start the stock car class on the back straightaway when the hobbies are coming to the green.
That'd be kind of neat.
A little shootout race.
Yeah, that's kind of neat to see that kind of stuff.
Be like an IMSA style race.
I've seen races like that. It's kind of funny. So
going back to last weekend, man, what a busy weekend it was for us. Memorial Day weekend. I mean, absolutely incredible crowd last week. Race fans, if you were here last week, we thank and appreciate you for joining us last week. I know it was a long night, and we didn't plan on having that long of a night. Unfortunately, our track wasn't cooperating with us, and we had to do a lot of track prep. But wow, what a crowd last week! I mean, that was one of, if not the biggest crowd that I've seen since I've been announcing these last couple years. I know our late model shows get huge crowds, but for a weekly show with one little added sprint car race, they came out in droves last week because I think they were just. A lot of fans were just curious to see what it was going to be like, and I think it was a success for sure. I know talking to the announcer of the Win Series, he'll never forget it because they ran out of gas with 2 to go. Me and Cole are looking at each other like, "Are you kidding me?"
Like, what is going on?
I mean, for those of you that don't know, those sprint cars don't have a big fuel cell, so 20 laps on a half-mile racetrack. That was the first thing that came to my mind when I looked at the laps, and I said, we're going to run 20 laps for these guys on a half-mile racetrack. That is a long, long race. And unfortunately, the yellows just kept happening. We had a couple red flags, and unfortunately, Josh Most was the first one to run out of gas. He pulled in, and then the very next restart, Jake Kuba was on the pole there, and he ran out of gas and wadded it up and wadded everybody else up. So hats off to the race director of that series for letting them refuel and finishing that race, because I think there would have been a riot in the stands if we wouldn't have finished it.
It was so neat to see. The crowd wanted Josh back out there. Yep. I mean, boy, were they all over that. So it was awesome, and he almost pulled it off starting 4th, I do believe. So
it was very exciting to watch, and it's something that I don't really remember. I wasn't here the last time we had the wingless sprints here, but I was too young when we had sprint cars here, and I really do think we can do it. I mean, those wingless guys showed that it's possible. We just got to make sure that our track prep is a little bit different than what we normally do, because sprint cars, it's a lot more tire, it's a lot more horsepower. So we have to accommodate for that. But I know one thing I would love to see in the future, if we talk to Joe Kaziski and those guys, is have the Malvern Bank 360 wing sprints here. I think that would be another great opportunity to try those guys out. I mean, I know they're running Stewart tomorrow night. Mm-hmm. I never thought I would see a sprint car at Stewart Speedway. But they're going to try it out tonight or tomorrow night. I'm going to go up there and watch just to see how it goes. But again, I just think it's a great idea.
I think you put the wings on them, those 360s. I think if we get a nice little shelf around the top side of here and have the bottom slicked off, I think they could put on a pretty good show around this place. So.
Right, and it's something where, for some reason, there's just a huge stereotype around the world of dirt track racing right now that nobody wants to race a half-mile racetrack anymore, and everybody just wants to race small racetracks and bull rings and things like that. It's something where I talked to that announcer last week, Pat Deutscher. He was a super, super awesome guy, super nice guy, and he's an old-fashioned, sprint car fan. Been around the sprint car world for, he told me, almost 50 years, and he said, this is all we used to race on back in the day, he said, was these big old half-mile racetracks. Well, and first thing he said, well, what was it? Please don't shorten this thing, because it was nostalgic for him to see these sprint cars on a track like this.
Well, you look at a lot of the crown jewel races we still have in dirt track racing, the tracks are, 4/10 or bigger, most of them. So, Knoxville, Eldora, historical tracks. And
right.
It's been, even Cherokee Speedway, that's a legendary track down south. They actually shortened it, but it's still a half mile, so that tells you how big that track was.
You get tracks like Williams Grove too. Really, I mean, that's bigger than a half mile. So almost. So I mean, it's something that, there was a lot of speculation going into it. There was a lot of nervousness, I think, from a lot of people about how it was going to go, and worried about them flipping off of the corner and not having a catch fence and all this stuff. And they proved to us that it can be done.
I'll say this right now. You ask most sprint car guys, they don't want to catch fence on the outside of the track. That gets very dangerous. Now, obviously, you have a lot higher rate of speed at half miles, but a lot of the guys that I've talked to, they would much rather have no catch fence, because when they roll, they don't want to come to a stop like instantly when they hit that catch fence.
Because that instant stop, that's when things really happen. Because it's just like anything. You're going from 100 mile an hour to 0 in a split second, and all that G-force and everything. That's dangerous stuff. But no, it's definitely something race fans to look out for in the future. Down the road, next couple years or so. I know we got a lot of positive comments on it. They put on some really good racing, and it's something that we're definitely going to keep an eye out for more opportunities to have some more open-wheeled sprint cars down here for sure, because, again, we want to create some sort of variety, because I feel like that's kind of the direction that dirt track racing is going right now. Is a lot of these tracks around the area are wanting to try new things, because people get tired of the same old thing every single Saturday night.
It's no different than any venue you go to, basketball, football. Everybody's looking for that other thing for value for their buck. That's why when you go to a games, every break there's a game or there's something going on, and it's like there's never a dull moment, and it's no different here. We'd like to try to do that. You guys as announcers, I know you try to do that too, to entertain the fans when there's
we play kickball, man.
Yeah, no. So that's the stuff we're trying to get back to, is to have more fun with the crowd and more interaction. Get a T-shirt shooter back out, do stuff like that. We got frisbees coming. We're going to do stuff with that. So yeah, we're going to keep adding to that. It's like you said, the fans want more bang for their buck, and that's just part of the service that we have to commit to and get that done. So so that's just the so other than that, quick shout here, or a quick talk about the races itself last week. I didn't get to see a lot of them, so you guys will have to talk more about it, since it was a troubleshooting all night.
Yeah.
So
no, I personally believe, obviously the track didn't start out too ideal, but I think towards the end of the night it actually shaped up pretty well.
We had some great racing.
I think the stock cars kind of got the short end of the stick. They went on right after the sprint cars. There was a little bit of rubber laid down, and when the hobby stocks got out there, they kind of ripped that rubber up off the bottom, and it kind of created for a nice 2-lane racetrack.
Right. Those prime rails typically, or Kendos or wherever they're running, they typically I talked to Billy about this week, and he talks to a lot of late model drivers, because he works for MLRA, and a lot of those late model guys like to run after the hobby stocks, because the hobby stock, them street tires, what it'll do is it'll rip up the track a little bit, and it'll bring some of that moisture up, and that's what those late model guys like to see, is they like to see moisture to where they can run 2, 3, 4 lanes of racing. They don't like to, they typically don't like to race on a slick track top to bottom, because it's difficult for them to pass cars that way. I know that's something we're going to try tonight, I think Billy is going to put hobby stocks right before our late models, and we're going to give it a try tonight and see how it works. I know he's been talking to Joe Kaziski too, and he's all for it too. I know Joe says the same thing. He's always like, yeah, whatever we can do to put a better show on for the fans. And I know Logan and the crew's been working hard on the racetrack too, because it's a hot, windy day today, and it takes a lot of water to water this racetrack when it's hot and windy like this. So they're still pounding it right now, but we just want a good show for the fans. And again, we're going to have these guys 3 times this year, and we want these guys to feel comfortable with what we have here, and then also hopefully it'll bring more guys in the next time. So that's just kind of our idea tonight, is we're going to use those hobby stocks to kind of manipulate the track a little bit. So
you talk about that, and that's a big thing in drag racing. You go to a test and tune night, a lot of times you'll see the right lane is for drag tire cars and the left lane is for street tire cars, and a lot of that is because the street tires, like hobby stocks run, they're a harder compound, so they don't lay down that rubber. They actually rip it up.
Right.
And it, provides, in drag racing it ruins the track, but I believe in dirt track it helps it out.
Right.
So.
I'll tell you what, guys, we're going to take a quick break because we got some guests here. So
Sounds good.
So we're going to be right back with you. We're going to take our first commercial break, and we'll be right back here at Pitside Live.
Too busy at work to wait in a long line at Subway? Order online at order.subway.com. Simply register with your email and password and order away. You can also download the Subway app on your smartphone. Order up to 6 subs, salads, or pizza. Ready in 15 minutes once order is submitted. Also add chips, cookies, and drinks easily. And Subway's back to normal hours Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 11 p.m., Saturday, 8 a.m. to 11 p.m., and Sunday, 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. Order online at Subway in Red Oak, Clarinda, Shenandoah.
Subscribe to the KCSI Radio YouTube channel today. Interviews, parades, events, contests, and more. Subscribe to KCSI Radio on YouTube and get notified every time something fun happens.
What if we could harness the power of the sun by using the earth to transform the way we use energy? Water furnace geothermal systems are simply the most efficient way to keep your family comfortable. Winter or summer, day or night, rain or shine, without burning fossil fuels. Giving you the freedom to focus on life.
Call Camlin Mechanical or visit CamlinMechanical.com for your water furnace needs today.
Even if it's been years since you graduated, your college team is your team for life. Well, you can have a Farm Bureau agent for life, and auto, and home, and business insurance. Imagine that. One insurance agent for everything. It's that simple. So get a Farm Bureau agent for life.
Contact Farm Bureau Agent Elizabeth Davison in Clarinda and Shenandoah at 712-621-2878 for all your insurance and financial needs.
Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company, Farm Bureau Property and Casualty.
Welcome back, race fans, to Pitside Live here at Adams County Speedway. Big thank you to Primrose Restaurant right here in Corning, Iowa, as well as, once again, Jay at Malvern State Bank, the big supporter of this series. Speaking of which, we have the director here, Joe Koziski. Welcome aboard. Thanks for coming.
No problem. Thank you, guys.
So, I want to be the first one to congratulate you. He is one of our new members of the Hall of Fame here at the Speedway. So I grew up watching you race, Joe. I was a little kid down there flagging, man, many it's getting many years ago now. I'm 27 now, so
I definitely
grew up watching. When you talk about 27 and you was watching me racing, you was a little kid. It means it was a long time ago when I was racing.
You and your brothers were racing, and Speaker was down here. Dave Chase was racing down here, and I just grew up watching. I always remember back in the day. I think it was a WDRL race. I think you won. And I think it was your first win of the year or something like that. And you got out of the car and you jumped on the car, and I think you like dented the hood in, and you about fell off the car. And everybody's like, "Whoa, Joe, take it easy." I just remember that as a kid. So, because I remember, I think John Hampel won the year previous, and then you won the year after that, and everybody was just going crazy because I mean you've raced here for so many years, and that's just a good memory I have. So.
Yeah.
So, once again, congratulations. That's why one of the other reasons I really wanted to have you on is for Hall of Fame, which our regular induction is going to be June 17th, and I know you'll be busy with your series. So I think you guys are over in Nebraska that night, I do believe.
Right, we're over at McCool Junction.
Yep. So, I love that night because we have all the inductees up here on the show, and I can talk with you guys hours on end talking nostalgia, And I know you can too, I know it's heartfelt what you had to go through last year, but tell me a little bit about, well, number one, first question is, when was the last time you were in a car?
2011.
2011.
And I think that was the year that I won the race here. I think that
I
was
think
the
it
last,
was.
and it might not have been. That might have been an MLRA race.
Okay.
Kelly Bowen, if I remember right, run second, and that was the last. It was either the last win for WDRL that I had that night. I knew they was ended, or it was that MLRA.
He was
deal.
Mr. Excitement.
Yeah.
Kelly Bone.
Yeah.
Oh boy, I remember that guy. That guy was it was fun. But anyway, growing up watching, I've been here since I can remember, and I happened to find some old YouTube stuff that Carr's been putting on. 91. I was watching some 91, 92 stuff, and there was a Busch All-Star race, and you were leading that whole darn thing, and then Steve got you like on the last lap.
Yep,
So
yep. Right
I figured you remember that one.
I know that
I figured
one
you
very
remember.
Well. Yep.
Because he rubbed you just a little bit coming out of that corner. So I said, I'm going to bring that one up to Joe because I'll bet he remembers it.
That was 5 years before I was born.
So I just happened to pull that stuff up, and what's neat, I love looking at that stuff because you're like, wow, that was a small grandstands, and there was none of these big honking hollers. Then it was just an enclosed trailer on a lot of guys, but it's just how everything's evolved all the years, and you've been there. So
it's so funny because Mike Walker and Johnny Sadoff had probably the first two big haulers, and everybody was like, what the heck you need them big things for? And all of a sudden you find out when you're traveling so much, them guys was ahead of us.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They were ahead of the times, man.
It's like people are like, why are those pads like that? I'm like, well, we didn't have these monsters that they pull in here now. It's unfortunate, and you dealt with it at I-80, how you had to reconform, and it's just so interesting, and and the other thing talk about, I know I-80 is gone, and we've talked about this before. It's sad when any track goes away. It affects all of us, and going through the sale and everything. I know that's heartfelt. We helped to get you helped us out with some stuff too. Really, really appreciate that. And it's just it's time to enjoy yourself more.
Time to enjoy myself more, and I still miss it really, really bad.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I sit down and I've got 48 of these races for between the East and the West. I've got another 12. The 360 sprints.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'm sitting close to 60 races, and we was trying to do that with I-80,
on
doing
top
another
of it.
30 shows, and those nights I was missing, and it just there's still plenty.
Right.
So I'm still trying to help the racing. My wife asked me, when are we going to quit doing this part, because it's about time to take a break, isn't it? And I said, you know what? I says there's a part of me that says if I stop, where's the late models, super late models going to be at?
That's the way he is with this place.
Yep.
It's
one of them.
scary.
It's just, I'm trying to get his generation to take over, and they're doing great, but it's just you can't get it out of your system. You don't want to see something fail, and you want to keep things growing, and I've got to be a part of everything of this. These stands getting bigger in this thing, and that's neat to see how that evolves.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I got to see it at I-80. What you guys did over there was tremendous.
I mean. Any business you're in, and Justin Zeitner sitting here, and any business you're in, you want to work it to be number one, and you just kind of start pushing it, and all of a sudden you push it way bigger than you can handle it anymore.
Right.
I mean, Cliff yourself, you just aren't able to work like you used to. Your mind don't think as quick. Your body don't work as quick. I mean, I stopped to look at these steps when he's coming up, and I'm going, okay, well, this is going to take me twice as long as it used to take me.
He counts them every time he goes up.
42 of them, Joe.
But it takes you twice as long as what it used to. You know what I mean? But everything you do, you go out there and push a mower, it's twice as long. Whatever you do, it's twice as long.
Yeah. Well, I always make the joke. Cole and I went out to, I think it was one of the last Silver Dollars, and James Essex is walking up the stairs to the grandstands. He takes a step. He's like, man, I need a break. He's walking up the step, and James goes, man, these steps 10 years ago were fine, and now it's like, geez, I can't even get up these things. But Joe, you're one of the prime examples of why late model racing is the way it is right here in America's heartland. You're one of the names that everybody thinks of, and I know late models is an ever-changing breed. I mean, when we made the decision to get rid of them weekly, that was the hardest decision we ever made, and I know you had to reduce weekly out at I-80 too. It's so difficult to run a weekly show with late models, and I feel like you're trying to hold up your end of the bargain by doing this SLMR stuff to support these late model guys. So I mean,
and it's good because it's like you guys know how hard it is to get rid of them. You're back to 3 shows. Great.
Right.
You don't want to be too many because you can't do it all the time.
Right.
Get back to the 3 shows, and maybe we can keep this going, and all of us kind of keep it going together. And there's going to be a day when I got to slow down a few of them, but we'll pick and choose what we got to kind of.
Our fan base has shown that they want to see late models, and this series is a perfect fit.
Well, I've actually had a lot of people in my ear this week asking me to ask Joe or whatever, when are we going to get the 360s here? So I don't know. It's a possibility.
I asked about them at the beginning of the year, but I was a little bit late getting them guys started. I didn't really get that series started until it was the week of PRI. I started talking to some of the racers there and saying, I'm thinking about doing this. Can we do it this year yet? And 4 or 5 of them said, yeah. And I says, okay, we're going to do it then, because I said, Jay's behind him. And I says, as long as I've got him behind him, and he asked me to do them the same. He says, I just don't want them to go to waste and then try to bring them back. He says, let's do them right now. So I says, we'll do a dozen shows. And I said, that's it. And I think we ended up with 13 on the schedule.
Right.
But you guys are going to be one that'll be on next year. I'm sure that'll be on it.
It's definitely something that I've been asked by so many people. It's like, well, Stewart's running tomorrow night. We're going to go up and watch, because I am super curious to see how they're going to go on that. I mean, they're just going to be going in circles so fast. But again, it's something we just talked about it 10 minutes ago, how we're looking for new things, and it's easy when it's somebody like you that runs a series, because it's just easy. I mean, all you have to do is just one phone call, and we've worked with you for years. So, but
last week showed us, the wingless. We had a huge crowd for it.
Oh man,
people loved it, and
we had 1,700 people here last week.
Big taste of so it's. So yeah, that's the next question is like, okay, when are we going to have the wings out here? So that's
everybody was saying that. Well, we ran a wingless race. Now let's run some wings. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, so it's,
we'll get that on next year.
Definitely we'll be talking without a doubt. So for sure. So back to the Hall of Fame. Once again, your dad was elected, I do believe, 2 years ago. I can't remember the year. I don't have it in front of me, but Koziski is a big part of this facility. Always has been. Midwest racing without a doubt, and. Just to go through a few old things, your dad, I remember him driving too. I can remember that 2X, because when you started, you drove the 2X car, didn't you?
No, he did.
I thought you drove it for a while. Steve drove it. I thought you drove it for a while.
Steve did.
Okay. So you've always been 53.
Yep.
Okay,
I was 52 while my dad was 53 for 2 years,
I
and
did
then
see that.
When he went to driving 2X for Wayne Mason as he was retiring, then I became 53.
When did you start, Joe?
I ran 4 races in 1975. I graduated from high school in 75. I ran 4 races after that, and then the next year I started racing.
Did you start in a late model?
They called them sportsmen
back then. Okay.
Because John actually started in a sportsman.
Right. I remember seeing those in the elevator. The pictures.
Because I remember, the guys that were here. Of course, Dave Chase has always been here. Juan's. Those. That's the ones that were always with you. There's always you three. To me, those the main ones. And Jeff French for a while. You had Ron Benning. You had
Scott Koskovich.
Yep. And Scott was later, but that's awful. I can't remember. 33 out of Carroll. It's awful.
Beckstrom,
Don Beckstrom. But those are the things. I love going back and looking at those old YouTube channel stuff that they've got now, and we've got some stuff posted out there. But that's some neat stuff to see. Carl Ritterbusch was one of our first Hall of Famers.
The flying farmer,
can't forget Carl. Yeah, so without a doubt.
Speaking of my dad, he's going to be here tonight. They're going to be sitting down on the end.
Yeah.
I called Billy and says they want to come, but if they can't get to the fence where they can sit, I said they can't make it. And he says, "You're talking about your mom and dad?" And I said, "Yeah." And he says, "You tell them to. I'll get it all lined up, and they'll be down there." So I used to do that for his grandpa, Bob Walker from Lockside Walker.
You bet.
There's some of them old guys that just kind of helped all of us get to where we're at, and we got to take care of them.
Paul Glendenning's dad.
Yes,
he parked down there for a long time.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was.
Lloyd was fun.
Yep.
Being turned 4 official, I always got to know Lloyd real well. And I had fun with him, though.
Lloyd had no filter.
But I had fun with Lloyd. He was great. It was, and you're the same way. Official for so long, and man, they just chew you. And there's nothing. Maybe that night or the next week, like, I'm sorry. I said, I'm wearing the shirt for a reason. I'm not going to hold a grudge. I don't. I'm just like, that's the first thing you had to learn. I grew up with my parents running a lounge, restaurant, bar, and it's like, well, as a bartender, you learn you can't hold grudges, or you're not going to do that job very long. Right. So,
it's just heat of the moment, right, Justin?
Yeah.
Just heat of the moment, right? You guys are just a bunch of hotheads. So
never get upset about nothing. No, never.
Well, his dad. We'll talk about it here in a little bit, but his dad has one of the greatest stories ever. But I'll talk about that later. So
that was just like that race I watched. It's like Steve kind of rubbed you a little bit. I was watching after the races, but it cut off, because you were flying in the pits. Like, is he going to go after Steve or what? I don't know. I was wondering. I'm sure you guys talked about it after the races.
Oh, yeah, we did.
What he said, gotcha.
Hey, Rubbin's racing, bro.
Yeah. I better get going.
Yeah, you betcha, Joe. I mean, thank you very much for being on with us.
Meeting
happy
we could talk forever right now.
I know. So, I'd love to sit here for an hour with you, but maybe on the 1st I'll come up and talk to you.
Yeah, July 1st, and we'll
definitely
we're going to get the official induction for you on that night. So.
Or on the 29th of July.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what, on the 29th, we'll end up with these pits. I think will be way closer to full.
Yep.
I mean, we're hitting that minimum full field tonight, but we'll be good.
It'll be good.
It'll still be good racing. Have you looked at the names out there?
Oh, yeah.
I'm looking at them
and going, naming them off.
Let me see. There's 16 guys out there, or 18 guys right now, and
any one of them can win.
Anyone can pull this thing off. So,
well, thanks, Joe. Good to see you.
Thanks a lot for being on. We're going to take another quick break. That was Joe Koziski, and we'll be right back with another guest.
Are you interested in starting a career instead of just getting another job? Well, hop on over to Fresco System USA and let us help you find the one for you. We offer competitive wages, benefits starting day one, and so much more. You can pick up an application at 2026 Fernwood Avenue, find us on Indeed, Better Team, and Facebook, or call 712-623-8100, extension 6659. Spring into action and join the Fresco team today.
Oh, did you already click it?
Welcome back, race fans, to Pitside live here at Adams County Speedway here on KCSI 95.3 radio, along with our KCSI YouTube channel. We are here with the gentleman who picked up a load of cash last year here at the Speedway. It's Justin Zeitner, the driver of the 62 late model. He's driving a Longhorn, right?
Yep.
Gotcha. So, man, you the second race, if I can remember, it was a new car.
To me, yeah.
To you. And you came out here, and you were just ripping, man.
Yeah, had nothing to lose, I guess.
So, Justin, you've been racing here a long, long time now. Your dad raced down here. Your uncles raced down here. The Zeitner family is just a long line of racing now, and it all started with your grandpa.
Mm-hmm.
And it's gone down through the years now, and you're back in the saddle again where you're racing SLMR. I know you've kind of gone up and down with some things. And where's your team at right now? What are you guys doing right now and everything? How's it been going? So
it's been going really well when we race. I don't get to race as much as I guess I'd like to, but business comes first. So I got a pretty full plate with that. We kind of committed to run this whole SLMR West Tour this year. Biggest reason being Joe and Jay and everybody involved with the series is putting the money up. So I feel like you gotta support that.
Mm-hmm.
So just trying to do that, and I think I raced last year. I don't know. It was a lot. I think it was upwards of 50 sometimes, and I told my wife this winter I wasn't going to do that to her in my dad's checkbook. So I pretty much am only going to do the SLMR deal this year and maybe venture out to a couple Lucas shows here and there maybe towards the end of the year. But just focus on that, and maybe if we get some more help at work, venture out a little more. But I don't see me racing a whole lot more than just that SLMR.
Cole, you're a late model guy. I know you love talking late models.
No, big late model guy. I'm excited for tonight. With us not taking Silver Dollar off this year, this is going to be one of my few opportunities to see late models. So I know last year I was freaking out. I'm a big Longhorn guy, so when you went out to the front and set sail, I was like, yeah, it's the horns up out front, just letting her dig. So
I actually sold that car. I only raced it 6 times, got rid of it. I know I probably sound like an idiot, but I didn't care. I didn't care for that car. So
how many times you say don't fix something ain't broke?
Yeah,
and you sold it.
Suckered my cousin Zach into buying that from me, and then I went and got a brand new one, which we're actually debuting a new car here tonight. So
awesome.
Well, we raced it like 10 laps at Lakeside and Blue Motor.
Well, it's definitely a place that you're very familiar with. I'm sure you got a lot of notes on this place. You've raced modified to this place. You've raced late models. When I got to ask you, when was your first ever race down here? Do you even remember?
I vaguely remember small things about it. I don't remember the race itself, but I remember we might have lied on my NASCAR license and used my sister's social security number so I could race a year earlier than I should have. So our shop foreman now, Brian Black, had to drive me here. I remember that. But I was 15, and I don't remember the
What was
race.
It you drove?
It was a GRT of it was like a 2000 GRT. I think it was one of my dad's old cars that he put me in, and I think I raced that for a year or two, and yeah, it was an adventure.
You've been a wheel ever since you've started racing, man. The story I got to say really quick with what I remember of your dad. I was younger, but him and Justin O'Brien on the backstretch.
Yeah,
you remember that?
Oh yeah.
Oh my God!
I could tell you something about that.
That was the funniest thing I have ever seen in my entire life, and I know Leon probably still gets comments from that from people.
Yeah, the funniest part about that nobody else got to see was, the wreck happened or whatever. My dad comes walking down the backstretch, and I was sitting there, and he goes walking by my car, and my dad, if anybody knows my dad, he's about as laid back as they come. Doesn't get fired up about nothing. Probably never gonna fight anybody in the pits.
Very
even-keeled. Not that guy, but he was pissed. And he just looked at me and gave me his nod, and he goes, "You're gonna want to watch this." And he just kept walking by, and I'm like, "Oh boy!" So I just fired my car up and faced it towards the infield, and well, everybody knows what happened after that. It was just
For those of you that don't know, he went to Justin O'Brien's car and pulled the spark plugs off of the race.
Spark plug wires.
Spark plug wires off of the motor.
I giggled. It was pretty fun.
And I think the rest of the year, because he was racing weekly here, I think the rest of the year people were nicknaming him. It was Sparky or something like that.
yeah, wouldn't surprise me. That's not one of his worst nicknames. So.
Oh man, but it's just a lot. We were talking to Joe. A lot of memories down here. You've been racing down here since you were a little kid, and it had to mean a lot to you, probably for sure. You're the first ever Gail and Karen Hampel Memorial winner. I'm sure that probably meant a lot to you because the Hampel family is a very long, rich history down here. Your dad's raced against John before many years and things like that. It has to mean a lot for you to pick up not 1 but 2 last year.
Yeah, it was really cool last year. Last year was really special to do that, to win both of those. The Hampel family obviously speaks for themselves here.
Right.
Ray, the same way.
Yep.
I mean, his deal wasn't as long here, but he was great when I raced here when he was promoting it, and he lived and breathed late models, and he honestly was nothing but kind to me, and it meant a lot to me to win his race. It was really cool, and especially to do it in the 5-star last year, that was pretty neat.
Right.
So
Ray again, this is the Ray Hawk Showdown tonight. Ray was one of the guys when we did get rid of Late Models Weekly. He was one of those guys that was very heartbroken about it because Ray was live and die by the late models, man.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and some of these fans that are going to come out here tonight too. I'm going to see some faces that I probably haven't seen in a long time, and those are the fans that watched you probably growing up, and they live or die by them late models, man.
Yeah.
So it's just awesome to see you guys back here, and we got to. It looks like we're going to get this guy in here shortly and talk to him. I don't know who he is, but
he owns a bank.
Yeah,
so he's got to be halfway important.
Yeah, he works them banker hours. You know.
Oh,
so.
Trust me, I know. I live in the same town. He's never there. Never there.
Call him on the phone. Is Jay there? No, he's not there.
No, you just got to get his cell phone number.
But I know you got to get to a driver's meeting, but we really appreciate you coming up here and sharing some stories with us, and we wish you luck tonight. Who do you want to thank really quick? Any sponsors?
I got to thank my dad, which is Zeitner and Sons. Then Brian Leakus with Leakus Lawns. He helps me out a ton. Tree Services of Omaha, DJ's Dugout, Midlands Carrier Transcold. They all pitch in and help out and love it. So I honestly, if it wasn't for the people that support me doing this, that like to see me do it, I probably am at a point in my life where I wouldn't do it. But it's the people around me that love it, so I keep doing it. And yeah, just probably better thank my wife and kids too. They put up with me doing a lot between the hours at the office and then coming home working in the race shop all night. It's a lot on the whole family, but we enjoy when we do get to do it.
Well, we wish you luck tonight, Justin. You're back in familiar territory here. I'm sure you got a lot of confidence going in tonight, and hopefully you make it 3 in a row tonight.
We're gonna try.
Well, race fans, that was the driver, the number 62 Longhorn chassis out of Omaha, Nebraska. It's Justin Zeitner. We're going to get Jay Burdick in here really quick. We're not even going to take a break. We're just going to go right into it because we got quite a few guests here. We're going to get Justin off the air here, and we're going to get the owner of the Malvern Bank Dirt Track Bank. This is this guy right here, race fans. He's racing tonight for one thing, right, Jay?
Yes. Yes.
So, if you don't know this guy, he has got his name out, I think, everywhere when it comes to dirt track racing, man. I got to ask you, what got you started into supporting what this dirt track bank has become?
Yeah, well, back in the 80s when my dad owned Steve Kaczynski's cars, that kind of lit the fire. And, I didn't even start racing a car until 2000 it was Sunsets last year. And
my dad tells stories about that place.
Man, it was great.
Staring right into the sun.
Yes. It was awesome. And so anyway, that lit the fire. And once my dad passed away in 2012, our bank was kind of in a weird place to where, small town banks either have to grow or you got to get out. And so we made a conscious decision to use Dirt Track Bank to use dirt track racing as our avenue to grow, and we've grown exponentially since that time, and a lot of it is because of racing. As you look at all these haulers and all these people, and so many people that are at the races tonight, especially in the pits, they'll have a deposit with us, they have a loan with us, they do something with us. And for a bank like us that doesn't have any branches, basically the racetracks have become our branches, and it's been a great. It's not just us giving away money. It is a business plan, and that's been in the works now for about 10 years.
I know it's something that I honestly think it's ingenious because racing was at its peak in the mid 2000s, and then we started to see a decline, and the need for you started to go up right when that it was like a perfect timing mesh.
I'll tell you, I was out at the Silver Dollar Nationals. It was probably 7 or 8 years ago, and I could look across I could literally have walked from one end of the track to the other on top of haulers. And that's when I realized I was going like, well, who's financing all these haulers? I mean, these aren't cheap. So somebody's got a lot of money or somebody's borrowing it at some banks out there somewhere. And I came to realize that they needed a bank, that they needed a place to go, and right now our loan portfolio of race car haulers is over $50 million.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's
it's crazy.
It's a big deal. I mean, our total bank, the total size of our bank is $190 million. Our total loans are like $150 million, and of that, $50 million is, literally a third of our bank is somehow tied to racing.
Right, and it's just incredible to me too, because I've learned so much from my dad. And, I listen to phone calls and all the people he talks to and the marketing side of it. And you're one of those guys, too. And for anybody listening out there that doesn't know where to go, it's one phone call. And you are one of the nicest guys to talk to. I know we talked about, line of credit down here, all kinds of stuff.
Yep.
And it's never a no. It's always let's do it, because you don't want to. You just like anybody else. This is one of, if not your home racetrack. you don't want to see it fail.
Yes, and this is, I mean, I do consider this my home track, and I care deeply about it, and I've had the opportunity to come and talk to you guys and come to board meetings and things like that, just which I've really enjoyed, to just get to know people, and no, it's this place is special. I've been coming here for a really long time. And I'm so glad we're coming here 3 times this year. That is awesome. And, I like the West Series races better than the East-West ones, because I've never made a feature at an East-West race in my lifetime.
Hey, this year's the year.
But this could be the year. So
July 29th.
Yes, I am so excited. That is by the way, that's my triathlon weekend. I play, because that's always the same weekend as the Malvern Club tournament in golf, and so I play 18 holes on Saturday. I come race here Saturday night. I play 18 holes Sunday morning.
Be wiped.
And I am worn out every year by that.
We have a golf tournament tomorrow too, and I'm playing in Anita tomorrow. But
oh, nice.
Well,
nice.
You're a banker, so you got to golf, right?
I'm golfing in the morning with John Anderson at a deal.
There you go.
So yes.
Tell him to come over and race. Tell him to come down and race.
Trust me, we've had that conversation. So yes.
Well, so last question before I get you out of here, because I know you probably need to go talk to some people. But again, Jay. Why is it that you want to do this? Is it because you don't want to see it fail, or is it just you're just that diehard of a dirt track fan?
I just love late model racing. I love dirt track racing in general. I mean, I stayed home last night. I was watching was it Tri-City last night?
Yep.
And I mean, one of the greatest races I've ever seen. And I'm just like, I'm literally yelling out loud. And
I watched it too. It was a good race.
And my wife's wondering, "What are you doing?" And I'm going like, "Honey, this is like one of the best races I've ever seen." And I just love it. I just love the atmosphere. All my friends are dirt track racing people, and this sport has meant the world to me and my family. I think my father would want me to still be involved and still be doing this, and
he's probably very proud of you.
Well,
so
thank
I'm sure.
you. Alan, Big Al was, he was a fixture for years at these things, and no, I think he would be glad that we're still involved and trying to keep this late model thing going. So
and I know we've been talking about big late model shows here in the future, and one thing that's great to know is you're just one phone call away to help with that stuff.
I'm all in. I've told Harlan the same thing. If a touring series comes to town, we will be involved with that. And I want all the both boards to know that if we can get a Lucas Oil show or a World of Outlaws show in at Corning or Harlan, the Dirt Track Bank and Malvern Bank are going to be involved with that.
Right.
So.
And that's just the awesome thing, because of guys. I mean, all these billboards on the front stretch here. Yours is down there. I mean, it's.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
It's seriously. I mean, if it wasn't for all those people on those billboards, this racetrack would not be here. So
this has been a labor of love for so many people for so many years, and that's what makes it so cool. Every time I come over, I'm seeing the same people. I'm seeing a lot of a lot
of old faces you haven't seen in a long time.
That I only see once or twice a year. So it's just awesome.
Right.
Yeah.
So well, we really appreciate it, Jay. Good luck tonight.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I also wish you luck on your East-West race coming up here soon. Hopefully you can make a feature.
We'll keep our fingers crossed.
So,
and by the way, quick little plug. So we have a YouTube channel out now. So Jesse Sabine and I there's a Dirt Track Bank Motorsports YouTube channel.
Oh.
And so if you're out on YouTube, just search Dirt Track Bank, and there's 3 or 4 videos of me and Sabine just out racing and doing our thing. And so anyway, yeah, check it out.
Cool.
And it's just growing. I mean, literally.
You can go back and watch yourself over and over here too.
Yes. So anyway, so check it out.
Cool,
So,
race fans.
Awesome.
Well, that was the driver of the J1 and also the owner of Malvern Bank and Dirt Track Bank, Jay Burdick. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to come right back here on Pitside Live. Hey, thanks, man.
So good to see you. Appreciate it. It was good seeing both of you guys.
Yep, nice
okay.
meeting you.
Let us help insulate your home with Heartland Foam.
No matter what your insulation needs are, Heartland Foam Insulators is your go-to company. From removal to blow-in to foam, they are ready to go to work for you in any type of building, whether it be an existing house, new construction, a metal building, commercial building, or a unique project. Call Heartland Foam Insulators today at 712-623-4515 or heartlandfoam.com.
Since 1892, Malvern Bank has been building community from 404 Main Street in Malvern, Iowa. For generations, Malvern Bank has been serving local businesses, families, and farms to help them achieve their goals in every step of their lives. From saving for college to planning for retirement and everything in between, Malvern Bank is your full-service community bank, here to help as you plan for the next chapter of your life. Call, click, or stop in today to apply for an account, loan, or credit card. Malvern Bank, we build community. Member FDIC.
Welcome back to Pigside Live here on KCSI 95.3 Radio, Country Sunshine Listening Radio, and on the KCSI YouTube channel. We're here with myself, Evan Baldwin, Cole Hendrickson, and we also got a new face here. We got Mr. Xander Steiner, the driver of the 5 car out of Shenandoah, Iowa, formerly of Villisca, Iowa. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So, I watched you at Stewart last week. I was up there. And first, I got to get your take, man. It was an ice skating rink for your family. What was up with that?
Well, I don't
They had just
know.
watered, by the way, and it was just an ice skating rink.
I don't know whose bright idea it was to just water the track and throw front wheel drives out.
That's what I said. I'm like, why don't we get some Hoosiers on there but whatever. But had to get your take on that. But okay, so last week, man, finally got it done. You've been right up at the top all year long, and it's just something seems to happen, whether it's a mistake or whether it's just wrong place, wrong time. But it's just there's a stout 6-7 guys this year, but it's got to feel good, right?
It felt very good.
So what did it take, man? What was the difference last week?
Less brake.
Less brake, more
brake.
gas.
Less gas, less
just
gas, less brake.
Momentum.
That's the way to live.
Smooth. And that's what Andrew Akers said the same thing when he picked up his first win there. He told me, he's like, John Berg, he's doing that dive bomb stuff, trying to mess me up. And if you just stay consistent and stay smooth, Luke Ramsey will say the same thing in a hobby stock at this racetrack. If you can hit your marks and you just keep that momentum up, you're going to be right there at the end. And I figured, and you probably learned that, haven't you?
Oh yeah. For the past 6 years now, I've just slowly been learning.
So this car that you're running this year, was this Brian's?
No, this is brand new.
I built this
so
you
over
built
the
this.
winter.
Okay. So, because I didn't know where did Brian's car go?
It's actually that 50 car sitting back there.
Okay, interesting. So that's Zach Sickles' car.
Yes, sir.
I was wondering about that because Zach did really good that one night, and I had never seen speed like that out of him before. Obviously, now I know where it's coming from because I know that's a good car. I mean, that's a track championship car. So, well, Xander, you're getting to a point now where you're getting to be a middle-aged man now. You're out of high school for several years now, and you got some scruff on you now. You're starting to get into your form a little bit, get into the peak of racing now. So, what's the goals, man? Where do you want to go? Where do you see yourself?
I just want to get it done this year. That was my goal with my cousin Tyler this year. He's like, let's go get a chip. I'm like, might as well.
And I know that there's several guys that we've talked to that are chasing the same thing, and that makes it more exciting for us because our compact class, they have developed so much over the years. They've evolved. When we first started, we were like, man, do we really want to run these things? And now there's 6 or 7 guys that are putting on great shows, and all of you guys are hungry for a championship. I think you probably saw what John did last year, and you're like, man, that should be me.
Well, I knew I had a good car last year, and when I totaled at I-80 for Cornhusker, I'm like, well, luckily I had one ready. So,
So what does it take, man? What does it take to build one of these things?
Not a lot.
So tell me the process. So what's the first thing you do? Do you go look at a junkyard? Do you go look? No, you just go look at a dealership, a friend's car. What is it?
Facebook Marketplace.
Facebook Marketplace. There you go.
That's where you get everything.
Anywhere from underwear to compacts.
Found a car for about $750 out in Nebraska. I'm like, done. It was complete daily when I bought it. Over about the week after Christmas, all the way to New Year, I gutted it in my girlfriend's garage and got it to Shannon Malberg
He does good work.
To build a cage, and had it back in February.
He's one of those guys, you need to get him to come down to Corning.
Well, those Acuras, they're not big track cars.
I know, but I'd love to see him down here to see if he can, because he's a big boy up in that area, I'd love to see him down there and race with our guys. But keep going. So, okay, so you You take it to Shannon. He builds a cage for you.
Built a cage, yes.
And then I know there's not a lot you can do to the motors, things like that, computer stuff. I know there's not a ton you can do to them and stuff like that, abiding by the rules and things like that. But so I see at Stewart you put the thick tires on front.
Thick tires, yeah.
The mud diggers.
Yeah.
Down here, you're not running those.
No, sir.
So what's the difference?
That's gear. That's all gearing.
Okay.
It's not like hobby stocks or modifieds or something where you can change your gear and do something. I'm just dealing with a stock transmission, so figure out gear ratio and you find tire size.
So do you remember when were you helping John when he first started in a compact?
A little bit, but at that time, people weren't really, at least down here, I'm sure up north where the compacts are a little more popular they were, but down here we were all just, like John said, we were just
throwing a cage
$1,000 cars, throwing a cage in and sending it, now you gotta do some work to be competitive, so
it's crazy how much racing evolves just in a short amount of time. Like you said, we have now gone. You have a cage builder, for God's sakes. Before we know it, there's going to be somebody making compact chassis.
Oh, there is.
There
already is down south.
It's crazy. And it's just anything that you can do to get more speed.
I don't even have a lot of speed compared to some of these people that go through, like Dustin, who builds people's engines. I got that car with 143,000 miles on it.
There you go.
Everybody's out here changing their timing chains, their head gaskets, getting everything gone through with their motor. I have a motor that I went through, and me and Chris Van Osdale rebuilt it because it was one of the few I blew up.
It doesn't have 143,000 miles on it anymore. It probably has like 146 now. But
So what'd you do? Just throw some fresh oil in her and just
actually the first week I just threw oil in it and. It was the stock plugs from the factory. I didn't touch anything, and I finished second.
Well, I like to hear that because that's really what this class was meant to be.
Right, it's supposed to be that.
So
cost effective.
Right, exactly.
I like to hear that.
And it's you're related to Tyler Hoover. Tyler Hoover's a great example of somebody who is your age that is a good compact driver, and you get him in something that he's comfortable with, he's gonna shine. And I got to talk to him again. I taught him for 1 year in school. Is he planning on racing again? Do you have any idea?
Well, he'll be here next week.
Okay. So I know he's got that he got that grocery getter. I'm like, what are you racing a grocery getter for? Like, get a Cavalier back out here and let's go fast again. We're not over here trying to pick up milk and eggs and bread and all that kind of stuff.
The same guy I bought my car from as a daily. Tyler bought his race car.
Okay.
So
sounds good. But so your family down there, you're part of you're a descendant of the Orr family. So again, I know a lot of them very well. We're all from the Villisca area, and you bowl with your grandpa. I saw your grandpa over there at the bowling alley, and my dad looked at him like, man, he's still going. I'm like, because he couldn't believe it. And your family's been in racing a long time, and I know you get a lot of support from them and things like that, but are they what got you into racing?
Most definitely.
Most definitely. And again, is your goal, do you want to move up or are you comfortable where you're at? I know financially it's not the most ideal situation, but is it the goal of yours in the future to try something new?
It would be awesome to try moving up, but
try Dave's car. B-Mod.
Too poor for that. But no, it'd be awesome to move up. But why would I want to spend $30,000 more to go 1 second faster?
And you're paying $170 per tire, and exactly, and that's what a lot of people don't understand. It's like, why are they driving compacts and blah blah blah. I'm like, guys, you have to realize the financial burden it is to run a race car. These compact guys, they're not spending a lot of money. They're still spending quite a bit of money, but they're not spending not even remotely close to what other guys are spending. Have you ever thought about getting in a hobby stock sometime, hot lapping something?
Oh, there's
in the works.
There's a car in Council Bluffs that Dean, you remember my Uncle Dean, right?
Yep.
His car he built right before his accident. It's sitting up in Council Bluffs right now at Dave's house, and just needs a little bit of work done to it. But I don't have time to get up there between work and my car, so.
I think I know the exact car that is if I can remember it. So, but Xander, it's good to see you win. I know you're just one of those young guys that's going to keep racing alive for years to come. But I wish you all the luck again tonight. But who do you want to thank really quick? Any sponsors? Anybody you want to thank?
I got to thank Shannon Malberg first off for building me about the safest cage I can have because I got T-bone week 2.
That's right. Safety is very important here at the Speedway. We go very fast down here.
Yes,
so
we do. But got T-bone, got held up great.
Mm-hmm.
Car's fine.
Good.
Car's great. I ran fastest lap.
Yeah,
night.
you did hit the wall. I mean, it was a hard hit too. So good.
Oh yeah, but Shannon Malberg for building me a badass cage and God damn.
You're good.
I can't think of people. Dave's Complete Auto Service, Uncle Dave, Grandpa B&B Siding, my Aunt Becky, my Aunt Karen at Karen's Massage Oasis.
They're always here.
Always here. Yeah. Becky, Tyler, my little brother for helping me out all the time. Everybody.
Thank the 4 tires that got you to Victory Lane. So,
kidding.
Well, I know you'll be wanting to talk to me again in Victory Lane once again tonight, but we wish you luck. I wish you luck the rest of the season.
Thank you.
I know Cole's been a growing on him. I know when Cole first started here in Austin, he's like, man, these compacts, I just don't know any of them. I don't know how to get into this stuff, and
I know
they're fun to watch, man.
I like the starts. You're one of the guys. I was going to mention that you're one of the guys that. You say you're really smooth, but on those starts, you're pretty aggressive. You like to get as many as you can, it seems like. But I mean, you have to.
I like to keep my nose clean, but on those starts, it gets kind of hairy sometimes.
Oh, yeah, it does. I mean, you guys are fanning out 5 wide. It's because some guys are running automatic, some guys are running manuals, and it's just wherever you shift and your shifting point, and it's it's nuts. But, well, we wish you luck. We thank you for coming up here and talking a little bit of racing. I know it's easy for us to talk racing, but wish you luck, and go get another one.
I'll sure try.
All right, race fans, that's the driver number 5 car in the compact class. Is Xander Steiner, winner from last week. We're going to take another short break. We'll be right back with you. Good job. Hey, good luck.
Why would I want to spend about $30K more when the night I got T-bone and finished second, I ran the...
Furniture, appliances, mattress sets, lift chairs, bedding, recliners, and more. S&S Appliance, your hometown furniture store in Clarinda, just received a large shipment of appliances. They have a huge selection of stoves, refrigerators, chest freezers, and microwaves. And if you need a mattress set, they have them. Plus bamboo sheet sets. They offer full service from start to finish with competitive price guarantee. S&S Appliance also offers delivery and installation. Stop by S&S Appliance on the square in downtown Clarinda.
This is Josh with Shore Motor Company in Clarinda. We want to be your GM dealer. We have highly qualified and trained technicians ready to work on your vehicle. Anything from recalls to warranty work and beyond, we are your GM dealer. Our service department is open 6 days a week for all your service needs. We even have an express lane for those no appointment quick oil changes. Visit our website at shoremotor.com to request an appointment or give Mike or Amanda a call at 712-542-6581. We are your GM dealer. Shore Motor Company, just south of the square in beautiful Clarinda.
Just as your local State Farm agent teams combine good neighbor service with surprisingly great rates, you can combine your home and auto. And guess what you get? That's right, good neighbor service with surprisingly great rates. This is your local State Farm agent, Dave Carball, and we promise to deliver the service you deserve at the price you want. My State Farm team will help you mix and match things perfectly. Call us today at 712-623-5639 for your surprisingly great rates. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Welcome back, race fans, to Pitside Live, right here live at Adams County Speedway. Welcome to our KCSI YouTube viewers as well. We have our next guest on here. I took a little break to deal with some sponsorship out there, so that was kind of fun. But last week's winner, Sean Kralik, welcome aboard.
Hey, thanks, guys.
Evan doesn't want you
Hey,
to
say
talk.
that again.
Hey, I said thanks for having me.
And then say, hey, hi, guys.
Hi.
Said,
You have a face for radio?
He's supporting Patriots Bunker tonight.
Yeah, come down and get some,
That's gonna be
some
opened up here
fireworks
pretty
down
quick,
there.
isn't it?
So.
That's right.
Well, Sean, you've been right there all year long. You are running the same stuff, right?
Yeah.
And you had one hell of a year last year. I know it was ups and downs and roller coaster and all this kind of emotions. I know how stressful it gets when you're running points and things like that. But you're kind of just picking up where you left off. You're very sneaky. You just kind of hang around and hang around and hang around, and then all of a sudden, man, it's just here comes a 0 car, and it's usually on the bottom.
Yeah, sometimes.
You are a catfisher at heart. You know that?
That's where I learned how to do it. I guess I've been taught a lot about running down there, and to be honest with you, I just don't really have what it takes to run clear up top. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But it's got to be.
Do you have it what it takes in the pants area? Or?
I don't know. Sometimes I wonder.
Talk to Chubbs about that.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
Chubbs always says the same thing. He's like, I don't know how you guys run the bottom. It's boring.
Yeah.
That's what he tells me.
Yeah.
But how was golf Wednesday night?
It was fine.
He was out there golfing Wednesday night.
Really?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Who'd you play with?
Surprise! Don't worry about it.
How'd you do?
I didn't golf.
No, it's not that. Did you have fun?
Yeah, we did.
That's the main thing. Did you have fun?
We had fun.
You were out there. I was like, that Kralik, what's he doing at the golf course?
Sometimes I do weird stuff.
Hey,
So-
nothing wrong with golfing. It's fun. Just have fun. That's the main thing. So yeah, I know there's a big one in Villisca today. That's the K9, and it's like there's 9 holes, and it takes them the whole day to play it.
Oh, wow.
'Cause there's 4
It's
teams
4
on each
teams per hole.
And it's like a half hour per hole.
That wouldn't
Can you
work.
imagine that?
That wouldn't work
No,
for me.
No.
It's plenty of time to drink water out there.
Yeah,
Yep.
and they're not drinking just water out there.
Right.
Anyway, back to racing. You know, Evan's going to have to do the talking because I was all over the place last Saturday doing some security things, and I didn't even get to see your race till the very end.
Missed
so.
it, huh?
Yeah, I get to hear it. You know, hey,
all right.
zero's up. You know, I said, well, good. So
what was
unfortunately, I
it?
didn't get to see your
So
race.
again, I kind of analyze races and things like that about how things play out the way they do, and turn 2 seems to be your hot spot. Again, there's 3 guys this year that I've noticed where you guys hit the bottom, and it's just like a rocket ship. It's you, Daniel Bowdler, and Bryce Allen.
Yeah.
All 3 of you guys pick up so. I don't know if you noticed, but you pick up so much momentum and speed off of 2. Is it just something where last weekend just chips fall where they may, or did you feel like you had the car to win it?
Well, honestly, at the beginning, no, I didn't. I fell back a little bit there.
Yep,
I was
you
just
did.
trying to let everything sort out. It was so dusty, you couldn't really see coming down the corners. I lifted, I don't know. I just let everything sort itself out, and I figured I'd pick them off one at a time. Honestly, the Davis kid, he showed me the high side down here in 2. He was a rocket off of there, and I watched him. Unfortunately, I think he might have slipped up or something.
Yeah,
there.
he did. He blew her off the top.
Yeah,
So.
but I felt that there, and a couple laps before I actually was able to get up to it, I got sorted out, and I couldn't get back up to that top. But once I found it, I knew it was going to work. I didn't want to show my nose until I knew it was going to work either. Just, you know, that's part of it, a little blocking and whatnot. So, no, it worked good down there, and then can't thank everyone enough for all the effort we put in making this thing fast. So.
You got a good crew down there. You guys are you guys are a rowdy bunch, I'd say, down there. You guys have a lot of fun after the races too, and I know I go down and talk to you guys every once in a while, but I know you've been talking about, you know, am I going to run weekly again? Am I not? You know, things like that. You know, you've got your own business and things like that. But what made you want to come back and do it again this year? I know it's just the itch. I know, but
yeah, it gets in your blood. Off season time, you get time to think about it, and everything sorts itself out and regroup. And once you come down and start doing decent a few of the nights, and you're just kind of hooked again.
It makes you feel good.
I got to be here every night now, and that's just how it works out. I guess.
I know you race car drivers. It just makes you sick to your stomach when you go to races and you're not racing.
I can't hardly go.
Yeah. So I was talking to a gentleman earlier about some sponsorship, and he was talking about, you know, he loves how everybody's a group here. And I said, well, I've said this on the radio show for so many years now that we're just a family, and we are. And you know, sometimes we're dysfunctional.
That's right.
You know, but all in all, honestly, just like you said, off season you think about things, and it's like we're a huge family, you know, and the sponsors, I have such a close knit with so many of them, and you know, it's just that's the thing, and you know. I talked to Joe here a little bit about, you know, when I was an official and people would cheer your rear, and I said, I never held a grudge, and it's like that's just part of being a family. It's just part of racing, heat of the moment stuff.
Yep.
You know, it happens.
Absolutely.
You know, and
it's like when your wife or your girlfriend gets mad at you, and then you got to go take just a little bit of a time alone, then you come back, it's like, I'm sorry.
No, but you know how it is, and
You
it's
learned
like
that already, huh?
yeah, it's like
Yes.
but,
Trust me.
it's guys like you. I call you ambassadors that stick with us and help us, and we want to make this place successful, and that's why I love seeing guys getting wins. I'd like to see everybody get a win if they could, but it doesn't work that way. But when I'm listening last week, running around hearing Devin talking, and 0 win, oh great, Sean finally got one because you're always right there. You're
close.
Always right there.
We're normally pretty close, just
yep.
not quite there.
Yep. So, I know the frustrations last year. I could feel them too. It's like it just so many weird things, and just so.
It was good competition all around last
year.
year.
It was.
That made everyone else work harder for what they got.
Well, I felt like last year was a year where you really kind of bared down, and you just got like the competitive crawlic just like came out of you, and you were. I could see how much it meant to you, and just how competitive you actually are. On the outside, you're just a fun guy from Southwest Iowa, but on the inside, there's something dark and stormy down in there, man.
Gotta watch it. No, last year we had a hell of a damn good crew. Everyone worked really well together. We had competition that we couldn't beat, so we had to figure out what to do and how to do it, and it didn't come easy at all. None of it did. But it made us work harder for what we did get, and I just really appreciate it when we did get a win last year. So.
Something I got to mention right now, because I do believe this gentleman kind of helped you a little bit. But tonight is Ray Huck Memorial Night.
Yes.
And that's a huge night. I don't think I've mentioned that yet, and I apologize for that.
We talked about it with Justin Zeidner.
It's Ray Huck Memorial Night. Ray helped make this place what it is, and I do believe you got a Huck down there helping you a little bit. Soon,
yeah,
so,
he'll be here down there tonight helping. So.
Jeremy, former racer himself, and
5-star trucking.
Yeah, and he helps us out too. Great supporter of the racetrack as well as the Huck family. So.
We just need him back in a race car.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Think that'll happen?
I don't need his competition, but no,
just put him in a stock car again.
There we go. No, he helps a lot, and that's what makes everything work really well. Everything works good together. So, nope.
I talk to some of these old guys all the time, like, we can throw you in a compact if you get the itch, and we get you started again. So.
Yeah, I know.
I laugh. No, it is, but that's it's starter class, so
Yeah.
But no, it's good to have Jeremy a part of this group, and I know I think he's a good friend of yours too, and helping you out too. So
absolutely.
Also, any other sponsors you want to mention right now?
Yeah, good. Do you have time for all this?
No, heck yeah, absolutely.
Dude, you should see Luke Ramsey's list. He has a full paper full of lists.
That's what it takes, though, right?
So. Yeah, absolutely. The more the better.
That's right.
No, I got Salt Race Cars, Crawlick Farms, Haynes Farms, 5-Star Trucking, CNA Trucking, Redman Construction, James Farms, Napa of Creston, Stevenson Trucking, James Farms, Don's Body Shop, J. Hess Trucking, Alliger Farms, and Joe Murphy Family Farms. Can't thank all them guys enough for sticking with me through the years.
You betcha. I know a lot of those guys, and I know some of them are former racers too. So so it's an awesome deal. So, congratulations on the win last week.
Thank you.
Go out there and back her up.
Yeah, we'll try.
Passing cars again. I know you're right up there in points. We're not talking about points. I know, but
it stresses you out.
Yes, it does. Yeah. But again, all you have to do is it's top fives and wins, man. That's all it is.
Yep.
So.
Sure.
We wish you luck, and I always wish you luck, and you're a good guy to talk to, and I hope to be down there, celebrating, drinking some.
All right. If I win, I'm climbing the fence.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Done deal.
I know we didn't have an interview last week because we were trying to get through it, but
I
might have to bring something to spray on you or something. So.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me on.
Race fans, that was our B-Mod O'Reilly Auto Parts B-Mod winner from last week, Sean Crawlick, and we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back here with our last guest.
Too busy at work to wait in a long line at Subway? Order online at order.subway.com. Simply register with your email and password and order away. You can also download the Subway app on your smartphone. Order up to 6 subs, salads, or pizza. Ready in 15 minutes once order is submitted. Also add chips, cookies, and drinks easily. And Subway's back to normal hours, Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 11 p.m., Saturday, 8 a.m. to 11 p.m., and Sunday, 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. Order online at Subway in Red Oak, Clarinda, Shenandoah. Best Finish Auto Sales and Service is proud of the quality used vehicles they sell and their dedication to serve the needs of their customers. Whether it's your first purchase or one of many that you've had, you can count on their dedicated sales staff to make the best buying experience possible. They also offer financing on your vehicle purchase. Best Finish can also take care of your service needs, from oil change, brakes, alignment, air conditioning, to any body shop and repair needs. Stop by Best Finish Auto Sales and Service at 209 Sharp Street in Glenwood for all of your vehicle needs. Feeders, Grain, and Farm Supply in Corning, representing the most recognized and trusted brands in the industry, as well as locally sourced products. Stop by and see a full lineup of Purina products.
Welcome back, race fans. The Pit Side live here on Country Sunshine Listening Radio, KCSI 95.3, along with the YouTube channel. I'm Evan Baldwin, Cole Hendrickson. We got another new guest here on the show here. He was here the very first show, and now he's back and picked up a first feature win of the season. It's Coop, Josh Cooper.
Again.
Welcome to the show, Justin. I just had to do that. What's up?
Oh, it's getting a little warm out there.
Yeah, I know. It's been a lot of work for Logan. I mean, it's when you get hot, windy days, it takes a lot of water, and we don't. And our situation we got going on right now, we're making it work. But I tell you what, Coop. First thing I got to ask you is, you found the top last week, and Alyssa and your mom were up here, and I could read your mom's lips. She's like, do not go off the top. Do not go off the top. Do not go off the top.
Well, I dropped both rears off turn 2. I just about did it.
How much of a shelf was it up there?
I don't know. I didn't go back and look on foot. It felt pretty forgiving, but looking at it from the infield, it didn't look very big.
Well, you were even. I mean,
yeah, I think
ripping it on the top.
Yeah, I think I was kind of the first one to call it out. I noticed. I can't remember. I think
you were watching lap times, weren't you?
Maybe you were sitting around 8th.
Yeah, I was in
something.
8th when I did.
And I just started going through best lap times, and I'm like, man, it says Coop is hauling. And I look back there, and you're on the top side, just blowing by people, and I'm like, man, he might be able to get a top 3 here. And then after a while, I was like, oh wow, he's gonna reel.
I thought Austin was gonna break away again, and then you just what made you want to go up there?
It was an accident. I mean, I slid up a ways. I was following Jesse and them. I wasn't going anywhere, obviously, and I kind of slid up. Like, I'll just slide up all the way. I could see Josh Most was up there, but it about 3 or 4 laps of fumbling around. I'm like, I don't know if this is a good idea. I watched him send it off turn 2. I just about did. I tried it one more lap, and it finally stuck. So,
I mean, so you got this new Skyrocket this year, man, and I know you and Chubbs both are running the same chassis, and these things are incredible. The amount of side bite they have. I mean, you guys are running that right front camber. I mean, I feel like these things are just so much different than whatever you've ever ran before, are they?
Yeah, the thing moves so much. It's a whole nother animal. But late model's been that way for 20 years.
Exactly,
so
right.
We're basically just catching
I
up
feel
to
like
their
I feel
technology.
like with these new Skyrockets, I was thinking about that the other day. I'm like, I feel like Kelly's building these pieces now to where it's getting more and more like a late model every day.
Well, they look like a UMP mod.
They do.
I mean, they are just. If you watch a
They're
UMP
so
race,
flat to the ground.
Every car is just like. I mean, when
The
it's
rear-
coming at you, it looks like the rear's trying to jump over.
You
the
and
front.
Chubbs both, your rear ends are jacked up so much farther than everybody else's are. Right? It's just where it is. I mean, but again, I love it that it was an accident. Because
I mean, I wanted to, but I've always struggled driving straight in like Jesse does and making that topside work, and I finally just kept trying. It finally went. I'm like, okay,
hey,
so this is what it looks
as
like.
Bob
every
Ross
week.
would say, we don't make mistakes. We just have happy accidents.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got to talking about
you were going to look at the lap time.
Yeah,
you nudged me and you're like,
oh God,
dude, he's coming. I said, huh?
Well, I was just waiting for the one time I said he's up on top for you to just the announcers curse it or jinx it and go off the top, because I do that to everybody.
We've
but
done that quite a bit.
I mean,
you do that to Evan Davis about every time.
Yeah, I mean, did you realize how fast you were up there? Because I mean, you were coming off a 2. You had to be doing 10 miles.
I don't know if you know this, Coop, but there was one lap. You were a full second faster than the whole field.
Wow, I did not know. I mean, It did feel pretty fast, especially when I go. When you
feel pretty
When you go
fast.
by a car in the middle of the corner like that, I'm like, yeah, this thing's moving.
I mean, we were watching lap times on My Race Pass because we like to do that just to let the crowd know what the gaps are. And I think there was a stretch of 2 or 3 laps you picked up from Austin Paul. I think you picked up like 4.5 seconds in 3 laps.
Yeah.
It was crazy. And again, he was a sitting duck because I feel like if he would have moved up there, it would have been a different story. But again, you passed him in the right time too. You got him out of 4.
Yep.
That's a great place to get him because you don't want to show your nose too early. But Scrogg, Logan even told me, he goes, the top's been there. I don't understand why more mods didn't go up there.
I didn't understand either. Everyone I went by, I'm like, why is nobody up here? I don't get it.
I mean, even Jesse, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
I mean, he's always up there.
That's what I thought when I was creeping up on him. Like,
well, I was
give me
wondering.
one more lap.
I got to ask you a question. I was wondering. So the sprint cars put a little bit of rubber down there on the bottom, and the stock cars ran the bottom again.
Mm-hmm.
Then the hobby stocks get on there. Did you guys? Did you guys see that and set up for the bottom, or I was wondering if most of these mod guys set up for the bottom. That's what I was wondering.
Everyone thought it was going to rubber up down there, and it really didn't.
It never did.
Well, it did during the sprint cars, and the stock cars went out there on rubber, but like I was saying
the hobby
earlier,
stocks shoot it back up.
Those street tires ripped that rubber up, and
so we talked to Joe Kaczynski about this, and you help with track prep. A lot of these late model guys, what they've been liking is they like the hobby stocks to go before the higher RPM Hoosiers. They chew the track up a little bit and bring that moisture back up. So that might be something we might want to try with the modifieds.
Well,
I feel like it could help.
He's probably hoping we do it every week now.
So we're going to run hobbies before late models tonight to see if it makes a difference.
Sounds like it.
But again, you had a happy accident, and I mean, I'm sure you'll take it.
Yeah, that's the funnest one by
I
far.
was giving you crap Thursday night. I was like, Coop, when are you ever going to come talk to me? And you got it done.
No,
he's like, well, I'm too busy down here. I'm like, ow. So, but again, new equipment this year. You got the same people helping you. I'm sure you're always open for new sponsors. Anybody that wants to help, you're a good guy to work with, and you got a list. You got all these people, but take some time. Thank some people you need to thank here. So.
Yep. No, definitely got to help. Definitely got to thank Mike and Jimmy for coming out there every week. It's a lot of hours and a lot of hours here too. So definitely pick up the slack where I can't. You got Mom, Dad, Ron, all of them for just personal help. You got Iowa Recovery Services, Henderson Tiling, Jensen and Sons Construction, Twin Arrows Taxidermy, Winsick Construction, B&S Concrete, Coon Chaos Clan.
There you go.
And Gross Nickel Floors. And then you got to thank Hy-Vee for keeping us hydrated afterwards.
There you go. And, I'm blown away the piece that Kelly's built you guys.
Mm-hmm.
I went down and looked at Chubbs's quite a bit of times, and I've looked at yours too, and he really takes pride in what he does. I know Chubbs was really contemplating on switching chassis and things like that, but he has built you guys some pieces, man, and they are fast.
Yeah.
And I think you're probably really appreciative of that.
Yeah. Well, it's like he does all the testing. He's like, he won't tell us a word if something works because he's already tried it 5 times himself in both cars.
And again, it's showing, man, because I mean it wasn't even the end of May, and you've already picked up a win.
Mm-hmm.
And again, sometimes those can come few and far between. Sometimes it feels like, but we wish you luck, and hopefully you can get another one tonight. And heck, maybe by the end of the year you'll be chasing some points at the end of the year. We'll see.
So.
You never know. You never know. So,
yeah.
But we wish you luck. We thank you for coming up here, and we also I know the Fair Board thanks you for all the help you do too, helping down here, because it takes so many people to help. And if you're willing to help, we'll take you, because it takes a lot.
I know.
It's a lot of work. So, but we wish you luck. I'm sure you got maybe you got a hot lap.
Don't look like it.
Yeah, we'll see. So, all right. Well, we wish you luck. Again, I'll wish you all the luck in the world. You're one of the guys I'm not trying to be biased, but you're one of the guys I always root for. So, go get another one, and hopefully we'll see you later.
All right, thanks.
All right, race fans, on the driver number 10J, that's Josh Cooper. We're going to take our last break of the night, and we'll be right back with you here on Pitside Live.
Subscribe to the KCSI Radio YouTube channel today. Interviews, parades, events, contests, and more. Subscribe to KCSI Radio on YouTube and get notified every time something fun happens.
Welcome back, race fans, to Pitside Live. Ready to wrap things up here. We're heading toward the checker flag for the night. I want to thank all the guests we've had on tonight. Super night, especially having Jay Burdick up here. Joe Kazuki, can't thank Joe enough. I think we could have talked to Joe all night, or at least I could have for sure. So, talking nostalgia. And, once again, big thank you to him. Congratulations to him for being on the Hall of Fame class this year, which will be coming up June 17th. Cole, next week, I do believe we have the E-Series next week with CHI, I do believe. So it's always a good night to have. All you kids, make sure you bring your electric cars here. That's always a fun night to see those kids out there. What I love is they're driving like this, and they're always looking at their parents driving like that. So that's what I just love that. So
now bring your kids on down, let them trade some paint, and it's a fun time.
People say, "Oh, you need to make the track bigger." I'm like, "Yeah, but it's harder to corral them when it's bigger."
We'll do an adult one. We'll put some Milwaukee batteries on them, and we'll do a full lap.
There you go. We've had those questions before. It's like, "Can I modify this?" I'm like, "No, we don't need you modifying your electric car."
Trying to cheat up the kids'
cars.
It
is. It's funny. It's like, really? No, just it's stock. Come on, really. So, it's fun. So it's and it doesn't have to be a car. It can be a tractor. It can be, you see a little of everything. But it's just all about having fun for the kids. It's a neat night to see all those guys out there. So, and CHI, another huge local sponsor. We can't thank them enough. It's such a great deal to have a local hospital right here in Corning, Iowa, and they're a big supporter of this track. We don't want to give them business, from the racetrack. So
luckily, I haven't had to be up there much.
I've been there enough of my times. My first ambulance ride was many years ago up there when we had our first sprint car series ever here. It's a story I could tell for a long time. Take too long to tell it, but it's kind of funny. But that was my first ambulance trip in there. So, hey guys, you get to hear a little bit of hot rod here for our finishing up tonight. So as you can see him on the background, looks like we got the sport mods out there hot lapping tonight. So. What's great, Cole, is there's not really any dust coming up hardly.
No,
he that's
looks
a good
like
thing about it. So we're got her good. So we're going to be good with the wind the way it's blowing. So looking forward to that. So once again tonight, make sure you head on out tonight, everyone. Real quick surprise announcement for those of you tuning in and you can't make it to the races. There is a pay-per-view tonight, and it's brought to you by
Dirt Crown TV.
Dirt Crown TV. So pull up Dirt Crown TV. You can see the races live tonight also. So if you want to see it, you get to see our mugs right now. But if you want to see the races tonight, there is a pay-per-view series, Dirt Crown TV. So make sure you tune into that if you can't make it, or if you're from out of country or wherever you're at, you can pull up from anywhere in the world and watch this thing. So that's the neat part about it. So we're going to have a taste of that again tonight. Big thank you to Ray Houck Memorial, all the friends of Ray Houck that help support this race. We can't do that with a big race without them. Jay Burdick, big thank you to Melbourne State Bank as well. But Super Late Model Series, this is the first of 3 races this year. And tonight is the Ray Hawk Memorial. July 1st will be the Karen and Gail Memorial, Hempel Memorial, along with the Underdog Modified Series, the 22 Series. So looking forward to that. I know Dre's been a big push of that, and he's got T-shirts he's selling. But, man, I tell you what, we've been reeling them off with no rain, and I knew it was going to get like this. Busy, and we got a lot of big races just back-to-back. So.
Yeah, it seems like every week I check the weather, and it says there's supposed to be rain Friday and Saturday, and then it comes Thursday, and it all just disappears. So can't really beat it. So.
And it's a good thing. It's funny, we did the same thing last year. I keep saying that.
Yeah.
We rained out 3 times right at the bat, and then we never rained out again.
I
know. And unfortunately for the farmers, I don't like the forecast we're seeing right now either, because we need the rain, and we've been missing it like crazy right here in Corning. So
we just need it on the weekdays.
That's exactly
not
right.
On the weekend.
That's exactly right. And I know there's some people that might not mind that because they like to take a break sometimes. But no, it's there's a lot of racing this week that we're all going to go see too. So looking forward to that.
Yeah,
so
busy week.
But once again, fans, thank you for tuning in to Pitside Live, KCSI Radio out of Red Oak, Iowa. Thanks everybody back in the studio, Aaron, everybody that's back in the studio that helps us. Can't thank them enough. Sorry I played the intro twice this week. And then all of you KCSI YouTubers, really appreciate you tuning in on the air, and you can watch us anytime you want during the week. Don't know why you want to see my ugly mug, but we're going to head on out of here, and we're going to do some racing. So we'll see you next week.
There we go. All right.